evening, good evening, good evening, good afternoon. Thank you for joining me this afternoon, this morning, this evening, depending on where you are. You are watching me live. This is my live broadcast today, the 6th of April 2020, as we continue to create the awareness for Nigeria disintegration, as we continue the preaching for Biafra freedom, for freedom of Biafra, as we continue the awareness for Nigeria disintegration. The collapsing Nigeria. Today I have come to blow your mind again with a lot of issues to discuss, analyzing, bringing some analysis so that your brain will begin to function and work properly to understand that supporting Nigeria is supporting terrorism. The world has beginning to understand that supporting Nigeria is the same thing as supporting terrorism. And that is why today everybody is turning back on Nigeria. You know, when we are doing this preaching, exposing the evil, the terrorist-controlled Nigeria government to the world, most of you do not understand where we are coming from. But the result of what you are seeing today, the result of the decisions America have taken against Nigeria, the result of the decision the World Bank has taken against Nigeria, that is the dividend of this Biafra agitation. Because the world can now see what Nigeria represents. The world, the international community can now see that Nigeria represents evil, that Nigeria represents terrorists, Nigeria represents terrorism, and they are now backing out of Nigeria. And when we are doing these things is also, we are using this opportunity and putting the entire world on notice in case of eventuality, if it goes by the hostility way or hostile way that we begin to, the Biafra agitation take a different dimension of taking the hostility part. The entire globe, we know that we have every right to that self-determination, and it doesn't matter if the Nigeria government were to bring the hostility part of it to the struggle. We will be ready to take them, and by then the entire world, the international community must have known that Biafra have the right and Biafra can no longer be part of terrorist country. So today, what you see going on around the globe is nothing but the world has woken up, and the world is outraged of what is going on in Nigeria and what Nigeria has become. When we were telling you people that this government of Buhari are not only that they are criminal, they are criminals, they are terrorists, and above all, they commit a lot of atrocities and they are evil. And that side of the government is what we are exposing to the entire world for the world to know. And today, sometimes I take my time to go through the comments, and of course I know some faces who are ignorant of what Nigeria is, and some of them followed me from day one, and I watched their comments, and of course some of them has disappeared from my page. Few of them are still around in my page, and then the tone at which they used to attack me before have reduced. I can read some of the comments on one of the picture I posted today, and of course I noticed one particular guy who has been very vocal in his comment, and today he was commenting very civil. Of course, the ignorance is still there, and we cannot change you, but the condition of Nigeria, the exposition we are doing will compel you to change in due time. So it is not a matter of whether you have a fake profile or whether you are benefiting something from the government and thinking that because you are benefiting something from the government, everybody should die in Nigeria so that you continue to eat the peanuts they are giving you. So this evening, I want to start by opening your eye. Do you know why we are coming every day, almost every day? As you must have noticed, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the greatest leader of Biafra agitation alive, has, he has been making live broadcasts on a regular basis. The reason why this is happening is for your good, is for your future, for the future of your children, for the future of your generation unborn. Now, why are we doing this? We are doing this so that you will understand that Nigeria is irredeemable. You will understand the level at which the rottenness in Nigeria, because a lot of you do not understand the level of rottenness in Nigeria, and it is our responsibility to bring to you the rottenness in Nigeria, in the system as it stands now, so that you will understand that this thing we are shouting, we are not just shouting it. We are not just preaching. It is something that you need to know. It is something that you must know. And we have taken this thing upon ourselves to liberate you. Liberating you means that you will live in a country that have electricity. You will live in a country that will provide you with social amenities. You live in a country that you have healthcare services. You live in a country that you have social services. You live in a country that will provide you with insurance. You live in a country that will secure your property, your life and your property. Above all, you have a country that will have respect to human rights, respect to human life, respect to dignity of human beings. Not like what you have in Nigeria today, even in zoo, even in forest, even in evil forest. There are things, there are rules, there are regulations that the people of the underworld are following, and they respect every law that is guiding them in this evil forest. But in Nigeria, there is no law guiding anybody in Nigeria. The politicians, the criminals, those who have taken the helm of affairs in Nigeria are more satanic than Satan itself. So for this reason, we are coming to bring things together that will begin to make sense to you. This evening, I told you that sometime this week, I will make it rain on Garobashehu. I will make it rain heavily on Garobashehu. I will make it rain on Garobashehu. And I will let you know the day I'm going to make it rain heavily on Garobashehu, and I will expose him. And after exposing Garobashehu, they will either sack him or he stop talking to the media. I'm going to expose Garobashehu sometime this week. So stay tuned. But today, like I said, I am going to start. First of all, you know what happened? The Boko Haram, what the Chad led their military. The president of Chad led the military to kill Boko Haram and release Nigeria soldiers held captive. Boko Haram held them captive. So after that, of course, they claim they killed Sheku or Shaku, however, whatever is called. After that, the Sheku released audio message, and that audio message is what I'm about to play to you now. The audio message of the Boko Haram commander, Sheku. I want to play that audio message so that you will understand. I will tell you what that message says. Of course, I may not be 100% right because of the language, but in summary, I'm going to tell you what this message say. So now, this is the audio.
Mutanen Chadi, ku tashi, wannan zaman da kuke a kasan ku ba na Qur'ani bane, ba na hadisan annabi bane, ba alƙalancin annabi Muhammadu bane ake yi, dan wannan muka tashi aiki. In a mutanen Chadi, ku tashi, wannan zaman da kuke a kasan ku ba na Qur'ani bane, ba na hadisan annabi bane, ba alƙalancin annabi Muhammadu bane ake yi, dan wannan muka tashi aiki. In a hakan ma kuna ganin za ku iya yi, to fa Allah mai taimako ne, kuma Allah ya fi ƙarfin kowa. Allah ya taimaka mana, وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. والله أعلم. أبو محمد أبو بكر بن محمد الشكوي إمام جماعة أهل السنة للدعوة والجهاد. رسالة خاصة إلى إدريس دبيت. والله أعلم.
So, first of all, Shehu was not killed in this Chad attack. Of course, the president of Chad and the Chadian forces claim they have killed Sheku, but this audio message now has proven that they didn't kill Sheku or Shaku, however they pronounce the name. But one thing I want to tell you is this. When you listen to the voice of Sheku, the leader of Boko Haram, in this audio tape he released immediately after the Chadian assault on them, you will notice something. You will notice that the voice of the commander of Boko Haram is very calm, because he never expected the Chadian army to do what they did. So when he's challenging them, telling them, what he was saying in this audio is that you have chosen, you Chadian, you have chosen this type of let me show you. What the audio of this message means is that, people of Chad, arise. Your silence is not in accordance to the holy book or align with the teaching of the Prophet Muhammad. This is the reason we started work. But if you think that this way you want to do it, then God help me. And let me tell you that God is powerful over everyone. This is the translation of what the Shakoa or Sheku said in this released audio tape immediately after the attack. So he was not killed. That is one. We have proven to them Sheku was not killed. That is one. Two, when before they attack Boko Haram in Nigeria's soil, first of all, you should know the reason. Reason is that Nigeria do not have a president. Nigeria do not have government. That is number one. Nigeria do not have government. And for those of you who do not know the history of Nigeria and what has happened in Nigeria before, let me tell you today, in 1970, between 70 and 80, when this same man that you call Buhari, who somebody is parading himself as the Buhari now, in the 80s, Buhari chased Chadian soldiers out of Nigeria. There was issue, there was crisis, and Buhari chased this Chad army in 1980s. In the 80s, I want those of you who don't know history, go and check what I'm telling you now. In the 80s, Buhari chased them away from Nigeria, and there has been this kind of lockerhead between Chad and Nigeria, especially between Buhari, this Buhari and the Chad. There is this history, of course, during this election and the Islamization and Fulanization of Nigeria, something is linking Chad and Nigeria together. It has not been like that before. But because of the agenda of this taking over Nigeria, it is linking them together. And now, because of what is happening in Nigeria presidency today, the speculation of Nigeria don't have that leader. And it seems that the Chadian army are losing hope on this joint Fulanization and Islamization of Nigeria. So it is time to prove to international community that they can do something. And that is because there is no presence of government in Nigeria. They decided to come to Nigeria soil even after they left Nigeria in January. They left Nigeria, said that the war on Boko Haram is over. After Boko Haram killed their 100 soldiers, even as that, they did not consult Nigeria military before coming into Nigeria to kill Boko Haram. And this is a big blow. This is now another proof to the entire world when we say that Nigeria military is controlled by Boko Haram. We are not making it up. A lot of things are proving us very right. But then I want to, when you look at this, when you look at this report here, this is during the election. I want to expose the scam. First of all, the title of this broadcast this evening is exposing the scam of the people who parade themselves as the government of Nigeria, exposing the scam of Fulani and terrorist-controlled Nigeria government. This is the title of this evening broadcast. Now, what I'm about to do is going to shock you. Follow me. Invite your friends. Invite those. I want to see those who are shouting One Nigeria. In fact, I want to see you inviting your friends who are supporting this government, because that is my target. They are my target this evening. I want you to invite your friends. Tell your friends who you know that are supporting this government to come and watch Simon Ekpa this evening. That is the people I'm targeting this evening. I am not targeting any Biafra. I want to target those who are supporting this government. If you have friends, if you belong to a group that are supporting this government, tag them, because that is my target this evening. They are my target. Now watch. This is during this election. As you can see, Buhari win means Nigeria, not Chad, to lead Boko Haram fight. Because, because they packaged this lie and sold to you, and some of those people I'm asking you to tag now to bring them to my page, they are buying the idea. When this Buhari was winning in 2015, when they rigged the election in 2015, they tell you that immediately now that Buhari win the election, it means that Nigeria is going to be heading the war against Boko Haram and not Chad. Chad has been very, very active. The Chadian army has been very, very active in fighting and combating Boko Haram. And then in 2015, because of Buhari, some people lied to you, packaged a dead man to you that is going to lead the war against Boko Haram. Now, I will read just few lines from this report. Dakar, the Chadian troop occupy part of northern Nigeria in the 80s. In 1980s, Nigeria Major General Muhammadu Buhari chased them back across the border in a show of strength months before he seized power in military coup. You see, because when you don't know your history, you don't know where you are going. And for the Fulanis to manipulate removing history in Nigeria school curriculum shows a lot of hidden agenda. And those agendas, the agenda they have for removing the history in school curriculum are now coming out. Now, after the 2015 election, they continued. 30 years later, the 72-year-old former strongman has returned as head of state, defeating incumbent Goodluck Jonathan at the ballot box this week, and once again seems determined to end Chad presence on Nigeria soil. Are you following? So, the people who knows Buhari, the people who knows what happened in the 80s, the history is repeating itself. So they are now telling you that immediately, because Buhari has won this election, the presence of Chad will disappear from Nigeria, and because Chad has been very strong in combating Boko Haram terrorists, they know that Buhari will end their presence, and it happened exactly after 5 years of this article. It happened that Chad finally fled Nigeria and left Nigeria with even insulting, very, very derogatory and insulting statement against Nigeria soldiers, which I'm going to play to you after this, after reading this article. So again, they continued. Chad battled hardened troops have been the driving force behind the regional offensive against Boko Haram that has expelled the Islamic group from the major towns of northeast Nigeria in matter of weeks. This is Chad military, not Nigeria, and this was 2015. Then they continued. Buhari himself is a Muslim from the north, branded President Goodluck Jonathan reliance on Chad to suppress the insurgency before the election as national disgrace. You see, they told you that Goodluck Jonathan have bring a national disgrace on Nigeria by allowing Chad to be the one in forefront of the combat against Boko Haram. This is what Buhari and his people, those criminals who projected him and sold him to you, and you are supporting him today. He also he has promised to restore the territorial integrity of Africa's most populous nation. This was what this Buhari was telling you, and you are still believing him, some of you, until today. In his first speech since winning office, Buhari said he would spare no effort to defeat Boko Haram, which has killed thousands of people in its 6-year-old campaign to carve out Islamic Caliphate of Nigeria. Today, I am telling you, the same Buhari who is telling you this has become the biggest sponsor of Boko Haram, which is the reason why Chad cannot conduct peaceful attack against Boko Haram until Buhari and Abba Kaire and the entire presidency is sick. All of them become sick of this coronavirus, and Chad took that opportunity to strike in Nigeria soil without the approval of the Nigeria government, because they pulled out in January this year. Chad pulled their military from Nigeria in January this year. So, had it been they have informed Nigeria that they are coming, they would inform Boko Haram that these Chad people are coming, they should go and let them ambush. And that did not happen. So, Buhari now will be running, or that man parading himself as Buhari, will be running from pillar to pole. Abba Kaire is in dead bed. He is dying or recovering from coronavirus. Nobody knows what is the actual situation, because truth has never come out from any single person serving in this government. This is not enough. Now, I want to show you something. Just have patience. The biggest shocker is coming, and like I said, I want you to invite all those who are supporting this government. I want you to invite them. Let them come and listen to whom they are supporting. Let them come and listen to the government they are supporting. I want them to come and listen to what I am about to do this evening. It is going to be a mind-blowing broadcast. Now, I told you there is no single truth in this government. And I told you before I started that I'm going to going to tear Garuba Shehu to pieces sometime this week. I will let you know. I will tear him to pieces and expose everything about him so that you people understand. But before I do that, it is going to happen sometime this week. I want you to watch a video from Garuba Shehu.
You know that the report itself is of perception index. So perception is what it is, perception. Certainly, it's different from reality that you have on the ground. The report is harsh on the government. It does not take.
I want you to pay attention
of the report itself.
I want you to pay attention to this video that is playing now, because if you have not invited your friend who is supporting this government, invite him. Share this video in the group that are supporting this government, because this government are evil. Now, this video, before you listen and watch this video, I want to put something in your head first to have it in your mind. First of all, this video is talking about the report. The report against Nigeria. The report against this government. But listen to the people who have written this report and their sources, and listen to the Garuba Shehu, what he has to say. The people leading you are ghosts. Ghosts. The government you are supporting are terrorist government. The government you are supporting are evil. And that is why I am telling you, invite those who are supporting this government, because today a lot of souls are going to be won. We are going to win a lot of souls this evening. Invite them. If they have the courage to listen to me until after this broadcast, believe me, we are going to win a lot of souls this evening. Now, let us watch.
Is of perception index. So perception is what it is, perception. Certainly, it's different from reality that you have on the ground. The report is harsh on the government. It does not take due cognizance of the ground reality. In fairness to the TI that presented the report, they said themselves that it is not research-based. So it is not fact-based report, but based on secondary data, information collected here and there. In effect, anybody could put together this kind of report from press releases issued by opposition political party, and just, I think that on the overall, the facts on the ground contradict this report. This administration has done enormously well. We have achieved quite a lot, and certainly it doesn't speak to the facts on the ground.
So if you say that you think this is not research-based, let me just give you an insight into the methodology that was used for this index. Now, according to TI, they say 13 data sources were used to construct the corruption perception index for the year 2019. And 13 of them, but I'll give you just a few, just to help you understand what went into this particular research, as it were. So we have one, the African Development Bank Country Policy and Institutional Assessment. That's the African Development Bank, the AFDB. Another one is the World Bank Country Policy and Institutional Assessment. The World Economic Forum's Executive Opinion Survey 2019 was also used, and that's just 3 of 13. Another one which was used was a World Justice Project Rule of Law Index. This one focused on the judiciary. I could go on until I get to 13. So, I mean, looking at this, would you still say you think it's not research-based?
Yeah, because they, and I'm happy, as I said, they haven't said that they undertaken a research of their own. So they are bits on pieces of information they had picked here and there. Look at what the United Nations Office on Drugs and the Crime did on corruption in Nigeria. The report they released before the close of last year. They interviewed 33,000 respondents across Nigeria. And they can defend that data wherever they go because they own it. In the case of TI, no, it's hearsay. Somebody said something and we're picking it from there. That is the difference it makes.
Saying that African Development Bank Country Policy and Institutional Assessment is hearsay? Or are you saying that the World Bank Country Policy and Institutional Assessment is also hearsay? I could give you the questions that were asked, and they didn't just ask random individuals. They asked professionals, members of the academia in Nigeria. So is that hearsay?
TI said in that report that did not undertake original research of their own. They are reporting on the basis of what they heard from other people. That's basically a fact. It's in their report.
Given you the research they relied on, I've given you the AFDBs, the World Bank, the World Economic Forum, and others. So are you still saying that those organizations that conducted this research didn't conduct it well, or you can't rely on them? Seeing the relationship we have, not just with the AFDB, the World Bank, the World Economic Forum, is that what you're saying?
Taken to task, all of these groups you have mentioned, taken to task, each one of them, can they speak for TI? So TI cannot speak for them. TI, if they want to be taken seriously, they should engage in their own research. I have mentioned to you the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. So they went out there in the field, they collected primary data of their own. So taken to court, taken to task, they can defend this. TI cannot defend these facts. They cannot defend what some others had given, secondary data that they are relying to assess Nigeria. The research of their own. So
let me stop here and begin the
pieces-
analysis. Now, have you seen the fraudsters? Those of you that are supporting this government, have you seen the fraudsters that you are supporting? Have you seen the fraudster? The fraudster that you are supporting. Have you seen this fraud government that you are supporting? First of all, this is a Transparency International report. Transparency International. And they conducted a secondary research, which is gathering information from World Bank, World Economic Forum, Africa Development Bank, and what have you. Well-reputable organization, including the World Bank. This guy you see here, called Garba is the face, the mirror of the government you are supporting. He is here telling you that the World Bank is not credible. He is here telling you that the World Economic Forum is not credible. He is here telling you that the Africa Development Bank is not credible. Do you understand? Do you understand the level, the consequences of what this guy is doing? That the World Bank is not reliable, and because they did not conduct. So what is happening here? Let me play it again, and of course not all of them, but that part, so that you understand where I'm going. And wait, another shocker is coming. I am going to bring this video you see now to something. I will not transfer this video, the idea, the context, he was coming from in this video. I will put it to a different thing that I'm going to show you now. But watch.
Would you still say you think which was used was a World Institutional African Development Bank Country Index? Now, according to TI, they say 13 data sources were used to construct the Corruption Perception Index.
13 sources were used to construct the Corruption Index, Perception Index.
For the year 2019. And 13 of them, but I'll give you just a few, just to help you understand what went into this particular research, as it were. So we have one, the African Development Bank.
The African Development Bank.
Country Policy and Institutional Assessment. That's the African Development Bank, the AFDB. Another one is the World Bank Country Policy and Institutional Assessment.
World Bank, by World Bank.
The World Economic Forum's
and the World Economic Forum.
Opinion Survey 2019 was also used, and that's just 3 of 13. Another one which was used was a World Justice Project Rule of Law Index. This one
World Justice Project Rule of Law Index.
Focused on the judiciary. I could go on until I get to 13. So, I mean, looking at this, would you still say you think it's not research-based?
You see, they asked him, looking at the caliber of the organization mentioned now, do you still think this is not research-based report? Listen to him, a Fulani man.
Yeah, because they, and I'm happy, as I said, they haven't said that they undertaken a research of their own.
He still wants the Transparency International to go to Medugri or to Abuja and invite him and interview him. Is Nigeria corrupt? This is what, see, look at the people that you are supporting. And this is just for you to understand where I'm still coming to the bigger picture.
So there are bits and pieces of information they had picked here and there. Look at what...
He's telling you that World Bank and all these big organizations, reputable organizations that were mentioned, is just reporting the information they pick from here and there. From here and there. And that is why even the World Bank have seen what we are saying, have seen that Biafrans, it is better for Biafrans to go, and that is why they can never include Nigeria in anything they do henceforth. The World Bank can never include Nigeria again.
United Nations Office on Drugs and the Crime did on corruption in Nigeria. The report they released before the close of last year, they interviewed 33,000 respondents across Nigeria. And they can defend that data wherever they go because they own it. In the case of TI, no, it's hearsay. Somebody said something and we're picking it from there. That is the difference it makes.
Saying that African Development Bank Country Policy and Institutional Assessment is hearsay?
And they rhetorically repeated the question, do you think that this African Development Bank own research is hearsay? He still maintained it is not original from TI. Can you imagine the criminals that you are supporting?
Or are you saying that the World Bank country policy and this institutional assessment is also hearsay? I could give you the questions that were asked, and they didn't just ask random individuals. They asked professionals, members of the academia in Nigeria. So is that hearsay?
You see?
TI said in that report that
off
they don't
point.
undertake original research on their own. They are reporting on the basis of what they heard from other people. That's basically a fact. It's in their report.
Given you the research they relied on, I've given you the AFDB's, the World.
And this guy is just winning me. This guy is channel because he always asks a very sensible and very brilliant question. He continued to hammer on the same thing. Are you still saying, given the fact, the credibility and integrity and the caliber of this organization being mentioned, are you still saying it is not research-based? Again.
Bank, the World Economic Forum, and others. So are you still saying that those organizations that conducted this research didn't conduct it well, or you can't rely on them? Seeing the relationship we have, not just with the AFDB, the World Bank, the World Economic Forum, is that what you're saying?
Taken to task, all of these groups you have mentioned, taken to task, each one of them, can they speak for TI? So TI cannot speak for them. TI, if they want to be taken seriously, they should engage in their own research. I have mentioned to you the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. So they went out there in the field, they collected primary data of their own. So taken to court, taken to task, they can defend this. TI cannot defend these facts. They cannot defend what some others had given secondary data that they are relying to assess Nigeria.
You see, somebody like, these are the people, somebody that have this kind of mind to sit and cannot accept ordinary that, yes, if Nigeria, if they have made this report, well, we are working on it, we are trying. He cannot do that. That is to show you the evil mind of the person, of the people that are ruling you. This is not all. Now, watch what I'm about to show you now. One moment, because I told you people, I said, go and invite those who are the supporter of this government, because that is the people I'm targeting this evening. That is the people I'm targeting. Now, you all know from 2016, watch what I'm about to show you. From 2016, one moment. Because these are the things that a lot of people don't know, and it is very important now we begin to delve into these issues. Now, there is something I want to show you here. Before I show you what I want to show you now. In 2016, while in London, Buhari said they are going to use the money recovered from the loot, that they have recovered about 2.something trillion from single treasury account. One moment. From single treasury account, they are going to use that money to build infrastructure in Nigeria. One moment, because these are the things that a lot of you don't know. These are the things that a lot of you don't know. Pardon me for the time I'm wasting. So now in London, in 2016, Buhari promised you, the man called Buhari promised you that he is going to use the money that they generated or the money that they recovered to build their infrastructural development or some infrastructure in Nigeria. Now watch.
The president takes a break from the Supporting Syria Congress to meet with the Nigerian community in the United Kingdom. You've seen this president takes it.
Now, the reason I'm going to play this video, I will play this video, just have patience. Bring your friend to come and watch this, especially those, not Biafra. Biafra, we are winning already. I want those who are supporting this government. If you know your friends, tag them, let them come. Tell them to come and watch this. Now, this is in 2016. 2016, in London. In London, watch.
The president takes a break from the Supporting Syria Congress to meet with the Nigerian community in the United Kingdom. You've seen this evening, their concerns are as divergent as their faces can be. They want diaspora voting during elections, and here is the president's response.
We are critically looking at the system itself. We must make sure that the election process itself is credible.
They also want to support the development of oil and gas and the petroleum sector, a sector the president says is already in trouble.
We are really in trouble. What we discovered was that we tried to impose what we call TSA, Treasury Single Account. And the reason was simple. This government did not initiate it. It was the previous government. But it was so unpopular to the bureaucracy that the previous government, for its own reasons, couldn't impose it. But when we came and we found out we are broke, we saw that's the way to do it. And I'll just tell you two examples to convince you. Firstly, NNPC, the cow that has been being milked, has more than 45 accounts. Ministry of Defense and the military, that's Army, Navy, Air Force, has more than 70 accounts. Tell me which accountant general can trace this every year.
And the heartbreaking part of this whole thing is that the people that are shouting, ooh, ooh, like Mugus, are all educated Nigerians. All educated, living in the United Kingdom. Most of them are professors. That is breaking my heart. And he is selling these lies to them. They were all of them in suits, studying. Some of them are even lecturers in university in the United Kingdom. Some of them are very well-educated and brilliant Nigerians, doing well. And this man stood there and, watch.
So we imposed TSA. We said there must be TSA. And let me tell you, by the end of December, coming to January this year, last month, we mop up more than 2.2 trillion naira, which we have been used.
They are clapping. They are clapping. Did you listen? He said that in that 2016 also, they recovered about 2.2 trillion naira from only this single treasury at the TSA. This treasury single account or single treasury account, what is it called? They recovered about 2.2 trillion naira. Listen to him again.
More than 2.2 trillion naira, which we have been used.
And they are clapping. This is breaking my heart. This man come here to stand that with the single treasury account, they recovered 2.2 trillion naira. And these people who are educated mugus are there clapping. I believe that most of them will be ashamed of themselves today in 2020. Now watch again.
more than 2.2 trillion naira, which we have been used through the brokerage system to raise vouchers and sign checks so that they don't lapse into, they don't go into the next budget.
The president reveals what happens at the Bureau of Exchange in Nigeria and renews his vow to fight corruption, unemployment, and insecurity.
We found out, when I say we, I mean the present federal government, found out that some of the directors of the central bank own the bureau de changes. So when the foreign exchange comes, they take it and give government the change. So we stop.
And they are laughing.
The central government giving bureaus the change. Fellow countrymen, I have given the tip of the iceberg of the problem we inherited. And we are getting so hard because we have no other way of running the country unless we make everybody accountable. Yeah.
The president urges the diaspora to support his administration by ensuring that Nigerian children are well educated, as that is the future and the fastest way to meet with the challenges of the 21st century.
Now, you have watched him. You have watched him now. Watch what I'm about to show you. You have watched him, right? You have watched him said that in 2015 or 2016, they have recovered about 2.2 trillion, right? You have watched him say, I didn't say it, he said it. Now, watch what I'm about to show you. Just watch. In 2016, this was in 2016, and at the end of 2015, between 2015 and 2016, they have recovered 2.3 trillion, right? Now, watch this. At the end of 2015, the debt profile of Nigeria risen by 5.34 trillion since 2015. This is supposedly 2016 and December 2016, this report. Did you see that? You see, Nigeria's debt profile has risen by approximately 5.4 trillion since President Buhari took over office in May 2015, the Cable can report. According to the Debt Management Office, Nigeria debt profile stood at approximately 12.12 trillion as at June 2015, barely a month after current government took over office. Now, but according to the National Bureau of Statistics, the country's foreign debt stood at $11.4 billion, while the domestic debt was 14.2 trillion, respectively, in 2016, amounting to 17.5 trillion naira. Now, and this is the government that told you they recovered 2.2 trillion only with the single account or treasury single account by implementing the TSA or whatever it's called. They recovered 2.2 trillion. Okay? Right? All right. Now, watch this again. In 2017, remember they are still recovering money. Remember that they are still recovering money. I did not say it. They are still recovering money from 40 account of NNPC to 70 account of the Nigeria Air Force or whatever. They have continued to recover trillions and trillions of naira and money. Now, this is 2017. Nigeria debt profile hit 21.7 trillion in 2017. Remember, in 2016, it was 17 point something trillion. Now, in 2016, it was 17 point something trillion. Now, in 2017, the debt have risen again to 21.7 trillion in 2017. Did you see that? Again, and these are the people that tells you they are fighting corruption and they are recovering they are recovering money. Now, it is not only this. Watch what I'm about to show you. Watch what I'm about to show you. Listen to what I'm about to show you. In 2016, after they come to tell you, to lie to you, in 2016, here, watch. In 2016, this man came publicly to tell Nigerians and the entire world that we will use recovered loot to finance 2017 budget. You see, we are going to use the recovered loot of 2016 to finance 2017 budget. I did not say it. It is not me. It was not me. It is the presidency and the government that you are supporting today that came to tell you this. The federal government, read it. The federal government, the federal government is to deploy part of funds recovered from public treasury looters of finance to finance the 2017 federal budget, President Buhari said in Abuja on Tuesday. The president said this is in speech he sent to the opening of the 22nd annual conference of the Certified National Accountant under the auspices of the Association of National Accountants of Nigeria. He was represented by the Accountant General of the Federation, AGF, Idris Ahmed, who declared the conference open. Now, this is in 2016, after, this is between 2016 and 2017, 2017 October, sorry, that they are going to use that money, those trillions of naira, to fund the 2017 budget. Now, it didn't end here. It didn't end here. It didn't end here. After 2017, watch what they do again. This is the criminality and the evil of this government. After 2017, watch what they did. Watch what they did. Just watch. In 2000 and watch this again. Again, in 2018, the same Buhari came to you and said how we are spending recovered loot. He did not tell you that how they have spent that loot to finance the 2017 budget they promised you. He didn't come to tell you that. He didn't come to tell you that they have used that money to finance the budget of 2017 like he told you. No. What he did now is to come here to tell you how they are spending the recovered loot. It is not me. Look at him. How we are spending the recovered loot, Buhari. From telling you that they are going to use the loot to sponsor or fund the budget of 2017, he continued. President Muhammad Buhari has made clarifications on the confusion trailing the whereabouts and spending of recovered looted funds. The Nigeria government in April said the recovered loot were being paid into dedicated accounts with the Central Bank of Nigeria. Are you hearing that? He said that the money, the recovered loot has been, they have started paying the money into a dedicated account with the Central Bank of Nigeria. Is paying money into account their initial plan of funding the budget with that money in 2017, because this is what I'm reading to you now is 2018. So did they actually fund the budget? The answer is no. Now they have diverted from funding the budget with the looted money into paying the money in a dedicated account with the CBN. Nigerians, you that are supporting them, you are not asking questions. Where is who is operating the account? The people who told you that they are operating single treasury account. That they are now operating single treasury account. They have come in 2018 to tell you they are now paying the money into a dedicated account. Not single treasury account anymore. But now a dedicated account with the CBN. And they tell you they have recovered loot from single treasury account. But now they are operating a different account, dedicated account with the Central Bank of Nigeria. Nigerians are not asking questions. Why do you have another dedicated account to transfer the recovered looted money into a different account instead of maintaining the single treasury account that you see the criminality in them? You see the reason why those reports that Garba Shehu was trying all his best to avoid the question. You see why the World Bank and other financial institutions are not trusting them? You see? Now, I will read it again. They said, the Nigeria government in April said the recovered loots were being paid into dedicated accounts. Accounts. They did not even say account, which means there are numerous accounts into the dedicated accounts with the Central Bank of Nigeria. So, automatically, the issue of a single treasury account, or however they call it, is no more in operational. And you are not asking that question, and that is the reason why this government will continue to sponsor terrorism. That money will go to Boko Haram, and they will do everything to make sure Boko Haram continue to stay. They will do everything to make sure that if you come out to talk against them, they will use the terrorists and kill you. And that is what they are doing. So they are investing so much on terrorism that nobody will rise up in Nigeria to challenge them. But guess what? Biafran have risen, and there is no going back. We will stop at nothing until we see the total disintegration and dissolution of Nigeria, which is happening very soon. Now watch again. I'll show you this. This is 2018. Now, this again is in 2019. After 2018, they come again in 2019 and tells you the same story. Buhari promised to reinvest the recovered loot in infrastructure. I didn't say it. This is 2019, February 2019. Now, you did not ask what has happened from 2016 until now. The money is going to the purse of all the criminals and terrorists around him. And that is why nobody is asking questions. And that is why, as they are recovering this loot, the debt of Nigeria continues to increase. You see, in 2019, he come to say the same thing. He continued. President Muhammad Buhari on Wednesday promised to invest all looted funds to improve the nation's infrastructure, assuring that he would also provide security to ensure peaceful election in Benue State and other troubled parts of the country. Now, have you asked yourself, where is the 2016 recovered loot? Where is the 2017 recovered loot? Where is 2018 recovered loot? You have not invested them, and after almost 4 years, in 2019, you still come to say you are going to, and nobody is asking question. Where is the recovered loot? They are going to Boko Haram insurgency. They are sponsoring Boko Haram with those looted funds. Now, let me shock you also with this. In 2018, the debt of Nigeria have risen, have hit 24.39 trillion naira in 2018. Now, in 2019, and with the upon all the things they are recovering, in 2019, the debt, this is 2019, Nigeria debt profile rises to 68.74 billion dollars. Are you hearing that? And that is in the first quarter. So this is not even the complete report of the 2019 debt profile. Now, you that is always coming to support this government, you that is always claiming that Nigeria is going to work again, you that is always claiming that you are now supporting one Nigeria, do you think that this person you watch now will make Nigeria work again? Nigeria is already irredeemable. Now watch this. One moment. Now, like I told you, in 1980, after Buhari chased Chadian soldiers out of Nigeria, how many years now? The history has repeated itself. He was the one who said that Chad cannot lead the war against Boko Haram, that Nigeria will lead the war. Now, watch what the Chadian soldiers said about Nigeria's army.
Killing 7 people.
Did you hear the report? The man said Nigeria army reluctant to take the war to Boko Haram. Now, let me play it again.
In truth.
Now, there is something I want you to understand from this man's speech. When you look at this test, this is exactly what I am preaching. When you look at this test, it says, if a fire start burning down your neighbor's house, you should go help. You should go help put it out. Because if you don't do that, the fire may also... You see? Or else, the fire will reach your house. You see? You see the reason why I have always wanted to carry the Yorubas along. Because if Yoruba land is conquered today, of course, that doesn't mean that they are going to conquer the Biafra. But if Yoruba nation is conquered today, we will have double of what we are supposed to have. We will have double fight before we can regain our freedom at the end of the day. So if they finally take over Yoruba land, it is not going to be very easy for Biafra. And that is why it is very important that Yorubas knows that their target, of course, they cannot come to us first. Their target is Yoruba land. Immediately they take over Yoruba land, it is going to be very difficult for us. It doesn't mean they are going to win us, but it is going to be very difficult for us. And that is why Yorubas must understand the tricks that is going on. They must understand that, first of all, they want to do everything to suppress and take over Yoruba land before they can come down to Biafra. And that is what is going on. And that is why I have always advocated that if your neighbor's house is burning, you don't just keep quiet. That is why the Biafra agitators has always exposed this issue, this evil that are going on in Yoruba land, including when the Fulanis took over Yoruba forest. We didn't keep quiet. We didn't say, okay, it is Yoruba land, let them deal with it. No, we wanted to expose this evil to Yoruba people, and we exposed the evil. Yoruba saw the evil. They set up the Amotekon, and they are still fighting in Yoruba land, and they want to take over Yoruba land first before they come to Biafra land. And even as that, it is now an intellectual fight to take over Yoruba land. That is why you see the Fulanis installing Emir of Lagos State, which they have come to deny, but we know they have installed Emir of Lagos State, and they only respect that Emir instead of the Oba of Lagos. And this will be going on, this will be happening to a certain period of time when they will now have FEDA to begin to install their own person in the local government, install their own person in the State House of Assembly. It is going to happen in Lagos State. Do you know why some people feel that Lagos State is no man's land? Because some people will come there and begin to vie for office, and they'll begin to have appointment. For example, this man that called himself Joe Ibokwe. Joe Ibokwe is using the One Nigeria syndrome to deceive the Lagosians, and hereby getting appointment from Lagos. He is an Igbo man, so he's using that. He's using the privilege. It's a scam. It's a scam. The Igboticness in him can never be removed. It's a scam that he's using to scam the Yorubas. He come and talk against the Igbos, and for that they will give him appointment, thinking that he's a scam, and that is what Fulanis are going to do. So those Fulanis in Lagos now, they are going to follow the same strategy. They will come and begin to campaign against Fulani herdsmen. They will come and begin to campaign against Emirates, against Caliphate, and thereby installing the Emir of Lagos State. That is the first step. Now they have installed him. After installing him, they will begin to groom people. They will begin to groom people who will go into local government election, into councillorship election, into a House of Assembly, Lagos State House of Assembly election. And guess what? By the time they have a very big number of them in Lagos State, winning election is going to be very, very easy. all Muslims, all Hausas will be voting them. All those people you see in Al-Hausa, all those people you see in Lagos Island, they will make this kind of, they have secret radios where they communicate to their people. Immediately they have millions of them. Enough number that is capable of winning election in Lagos State, you will see they are taking over Lagos. And that is why we are exposing them so that Yorubas will wake up that Lagos is being taken care. They are taking over Lagos and people don't understand what is going on. By the time they finish installing all their people in Lagos House of Assembly, in local government, in councillorship, and all this ward and whatever, by the time they finish in doing that, it can take them years. If Nigeria didn't disintegrate, it's going to take them years if they don't care. But they will end up actualizing what they want to actualize, which is taking over Lagos. And once that is done, you can imagine the speed it will take. They will take this kind of speed to take over Abeokuta, Ogun State, and what rest of them of Yoruba land. Then it will be very difficult for Biafran, and that is why we want to stop. We want to stop them by exposing them to Yoruba people so that Yoruba people will understand the tricks they are playing. Because when Yoruba is on fire, like you see this military man said, they are our neighbors. Once Yoruba is on fire, we don't need to be laughing at them. We need to be with them, to fight with them so that the fire will not, after consuming Yoruba land, will now spread down to Biafra land. Because that is how fire does. It spread if you don't stop it. So we need to stop the fire from Yoruba land and then fight for disintegration of Nigeria and freedom of Biafra. Now, listen to the man.
Kan awul woman Nigerian gaiden Nigeria trobane Nigeria da askara.
He said, if only Nigeria would fight the way Chadians do, but Nigerians, they don't want to fight. This is a Chadian soldier, you see. He said that the Nigeria don't want to fight. How would Nigeria fight when the military is being headed by Boko Haram member, the Brutai? How would they fight their own? Even this assault on Nigeria now, they will not take it very easy. How would they fight when you have commander of Boko Haram in Nigeria army? Now listen. For you to know that everybody knows what is going on in Nigeria, everybody knows what we are shouting for since all this while, that Nigeria has been, the security system in Nigeria, the military has been compromised.
Kan awul woman Nigerian gaiden Nigeria trobane Nigeria da askara na Nigeria. They say Harb Michel Al-Chadien Margo the Sauda Boko Haram mafi.
He said if Nigeria is serious with the fight,
Nigeria. They say Harb Michel Al-Chadien Margo the Sauda.
You see? Otherwise Boko Haram would have been finished. And this is the fact. This is the fact because Boko Haram are not occupying territory, they are occupying forest. According to the information, Sambisa forest. So if the Nigeria government is serious, which they are not serious because they are fighting for the same thing, the Boko Haram war would have ended.
Boko Haram mafi.
It's like the way driving big cars, moving really slowly. If Nigeria fought like us, it would be over in 2 weeks. This is a Chadian general talking. It is not me. A general from Chad. He said, if Nigeria fought like them, and international community are watching all this. If Nigeria fought like them, the war on Boko Haram will end in 2 weeks. But how will they fight when they are the ones sponsoring Boko Haram? You see now, you that is sponsoring, you that is supporting this government, you see, this is not coming from Igbo man. This is not coming from Yoruba man. This is coming from Chad. Chad, who are actually supposed to be fighting the same agenda with Nigeria government. You see, this is a Chadian general, saying if Nigeria will be serious in the war against Boko Haram, it will end in 2 weeks. Now,
drive from Ungaboa is
now there is something else I want to show you. Now watch. You see, when we are telling you that the only solution is Nigeria disintegration. That is the only solution. The rottenness in Nigeria today, even if Jesus come down, for those of us who believe in Jesus. If Jesus come down, it will be very difficult for him, unless he kill all the politicians that are ruling Nigeria today, that from senator down to local government chairman. That is the only way, because the corruption, the rottenness, the evil in Nigeria has become irredeemable for human being. So the only way, and the international community already beginning to understand this, the only way is Nigeria disintegration. And that disintegration is happening as we speak.
In the week on the situation of security, he did say that as the agenda of securing Nigeria at top of his plan. Take a listen to it.
Frankly, we may never know the true extent of the damage. Estimates, however, suggest that African countries lose over 60 billion United States dollars annually due to illicit financial outflows, a staggering amount for a continent in dire need of developmental finance. During the period 1980 to 2009, between 1.2 trillion United States dollars and 1.4 trillion United States dollars was taken out of Africa. This figure is half of the current gross domestic product of all the countries of Africa. I therefore urge you to A, develop a temple of risk factors and actionable strategies to stem the flow of illicit funds from our continent. B, give priority to examining the links between crime and instability on our continent. And C, propose measures to ensure that terrorists and criminals are denied access to our financial systems.
Let's get into the conversation.
Now listen here.
To discuss the issues.
Here is where my business now begin. Now listen to what is going to happen now. Let me adjust my cap.
Of security and state of the nation. The Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Malam Garba Shehu. Thank you so much, Malam Shehu, for joining us on the program tonight. You've heard some of the suggestions that have been made by eminent Nigerians over the last week, or in fact, for 4 weeks now. There's been loads and loads of calls, especially on the latest one coming from Mr. Femi Falana and Malam Balarabe Musa. They're asking that the government should take a decisive action on the issue of security in the country. What is the president and the security advisors and security chiefs doing differently on this, what has become a special situation of insecurity in the country?
Well, let me say that from our own point of view, we're in total disagreement with the assumptions of a collapse of security in the country. There is a government in charge, there is a responsible administration in place, and it is doing as well as, if not more than anybody could have done. Look, when you look at what had happened over the last few months, maybe 2-3 years going back, in Niger Delta, for instance, in North Central, in the Northeast.
Did you notice that? And one thing I want to let you understand before we continue playing this video, do you notice that when he want to make reference of where they have curtailed security in Nigeria, security challenges in Nigeria, he first mentioned Niger Delta. Is Niger Delta a war zone? Is Niger Delta a war zone? So pay attention, because he's going to continue to mention Niger Delta in this as he answered this question. Now watch.
You know that the government is on top of the security situation in the country, because we have calmed down North Central. Niger Delta is calmed down.
You see, this is the second time he's mentioning Niger Delta. The second time he mentioned the first place he mentioned region he mentioned was Niger Delta. Now, this is the second time he's mentioning Niger Delta within seconds.
Today, as we speak, if you are using the production of oil as an index of security in that region, OPEC is asking the Nigerian government to lower output. We have essentially defeated Boko Haram, and it's just a finishing job that is there. We have got challenges in the Northwest. Again, all of that is being surmounted as I speak to you, and the problems in the Southwest and some of the places in the Southeast are equally being tackled. You ask the question, what is the government doing about it?
He said that the issue in Southeast is being tackled. What kind of issue, what kind of security issue do you have in Southeast that is being tackled, other than sending military to go and start harassing innocent Biafrans?
It is true that attention of the government had been diverted to some of these regions that I mentioned, South, Northwest, and Northeast, and North Central for quite a while. As we speak to you now, security assets are being moved to the Southwest and the South and the Southeast to tackle some of these problems that are being talked about.
Did you hear that? That the security has been moved to Southwest, South, and Southeast to tackle this issue he has mentioned.
That are present, matters of kidnapping and the banditry, and with a lot of support from...
That the kidnapping and banditry is the reason why they have shifted the security issue to the southern part of Nigeria, to tackle the kidnapping and banditry. Now, the question you should ask yourself is, who are the people who are committing this banditry and kidnapping? It is Fulanis who are sponsoring them. It is the same people talking. This same man talking are the ones sponsoring the Fulanis to the southern part of Nigeria. Now, and that is the tactics they use to bring in security agents to the southern part of Nigeria to continue to harass innocent people. Now, since he said that they have deployed the security agency to tackle this kidnapping and banditry, have you seen how many of them that have been arrested? How many Fulanis that have been arrested? Is it not the same army that are now escorting Fulanis to go and kill people in Delta State? Is it not the same people? Or is it the same army that are making video to tell the world that they are going to come to Delta to rape the women and give them HIV? That is the security challenges he said that they are tackling in the southern part of Nigeria. Now continue.
The air power that this country has got, and the military, as the Vice President of Nigeria has said, so human resources, military and other equipment are being moved, and the government is dealing decisively with these challenges, and this will also be quashed, will be defeated, as has successfully been done in these other regions that I mentioned.
Well, some of the things that you have talked about, Malam Shehu, are not strange to many Nigerians. The Human Rights Watch listed and to say that in 2018 alone, about 1,600 people were killed, with over 300,000 people displaced in ethnic and others and clashes within farmers. Over 1,200 people killed, about 200,000 people displaced. But it looks so much that things have changed in the wake of the year 2019.
And one thing is that when they are measuring 200,000 people displaced, write it down. It is more than a million. When you hear 100,000, it is more than 500,000. That is Nigeria for you. Including the press. Everybody in Nigeria lies. Everybody lie. From the president down to the local government chairman, everybody lies. Once they open their mouth, it is lie. And that is why in Biafra, it is going to be totally opposite. We cannot have any politician lying in Biafra. Biafra is going to be, everything is going to be plain, computerized, digital. Not all this kind of lie. Everything in Nigeria is lie. The population of Nigeria is lie. Voting in Nigeria is lie. Everything in Nigeria is lie. And that is why no international community can no longer take anything from Nigeria. Do you know, those of you that are supporting Nigeria, that I am asking your friends to tag you, and maybe you are watching me now. You know, your attitude, your supporting that you are giving Nigeria is costing, if it is not costing you, it is costing a lot of your family members a lot. It is a very expensive to your family member. Do you know why? Do you know why? Because, first of all, if you want to go to abroad to acquire good and quality education, you will be subjected to a lot of degrading treatment from the country that you are going to study. First of all, you study, according to you in Nigeria, you study with English. English is your language. But when you graduate from school, you will be subjected to the test of English as a foreign language. You will be subject, no matter where you, even if you like graduate from the biggest or the highest university, the most prestigious university in Nigeria. If you want to go to London, they will subject you to test of English as a foreign language. Do you think if you have a Biafra, if you have Biafra as a country today, and Biafra adopt English language, you think that when you want to travel, they will subject you to English as a foreign language? That answer is no. Because the English will be, if we adopt English as our official language, it will be refined English. It will be refined English. But how can you not be subject to a test of English as a foreign language when the North cannot speak even one sentence in English? You see this man as he's talking, he's doing like this. He's doing like somebody who have something in his mouth, because he is being cautious of what he's talking about. So how can you not be subject to a test of English as a foreign language? You will be subjected to that. Now, it is not enough. When you want to go to embassy to process your student visa, do you know what you go through now? If you don't know, go and ask people who are trying to go abroad to study, including you that is supporting Nigeria. If you want to go and study abroad now, you will be subjected to a lot of scrutiny. You will legalize this and legalize that. After legalizing your document, they will now subject you to verification, because everything coming from Nigeria is fake. So they have to subject you. Some embassy adopted that already. Most of the embassy in most of the European countries have the embassy in Nigeria. They already adopted that. So when you legalize your document in the Foreign Affairs Ministry, they will now subject you to another scrutiny, which is verification process. In that verification process, you will be insulted. They will dehumanize you. They will insult you. They will slap you with a lot of, So after that, it is now left for these people who have verified your document to even say to the embassy, yes, the document is authentic, or the document is not authentic. And if you have issue with your village people, the village people will now do their magic to tell that people that are verifying the document, to tell the embassy that the document is not genuine. That is the end of you. Because you are living in a country that are built on fraud. And everything coming from Nigeria is fraud. Your birth certificate is fraud. Your age is fraud. Your bachelor certificate is fraud. Your marriage certificate is fraud. Everything in Nigeria is fraud. Why do you want to continue to be in a country like that? When you look at other countries in Africa, you have visa free. You can even travel. Ordinary Brazil have visa free to European country. You can travel from Brazil if you are a Brazilian. You can travel to Brazil, from Brazil to any country in Europe, and you stay 3 months. As bad as Brazil today, everybody in Brazil can travel to Europe and stay 3 months free of charge without any visa. But you in Nigeria, if you want to go if you want to travel, you will make sure you prove beyond reasonable doubt that first of all, it is you. Second of all, you are coming back to Nigeria. I know who wants to come back to Nigeria. Who wants to come back to Nigeria? People are running to go to Cotonou. You are turning. If you go out of Nigeria, if you come back, people are abusing you. You are stupid. You are this because of the country that you are living in. And some of you are supporting to continue to be in that kind of country. When you have a better future, when you have a better life in Biafra. You see that? Why must you continue to support the evil, to support that people cannot progress, to support that you will subject your own family to be a criminal suspect just because you are traveling? If somebody see you in the airport with Nigeria green passport, they will subject you to a lot of, they will check your photo, check your distance with telescope, with everything. Or microscope, what is it called? With everything, to know whether you are the one, to know whether the face is you. Because the country you are coming from is known for fraud. The country you are coming from, the foundation is fraud. And you cannot understand this. Not only that the fraud, it has metamorphosed now to terrorism. They have become number 3 in terrorist country. And actually, after our exposition, the next report that is coming will make them number 1. Because even Afghanistan that was number 1 in the list, Afghanistan is not witnessing what Nigeria is witnessing. At least in Afghanistan, the soldiers are not being killed like the way they killed them in hundreds in Nigeria. It is not, you can't hear that news anywhere. So the next report is coming and Nigeria is taking number 1. And do you want to continue to be proud of a terrorist country? Do you know what that means? It means that if you continue to believe in one Nigeria and support one Nigeria, and Nigeria continue to be a country, in the next 5 years, you may not even have one single embassy in Nigeria. In the next 5 years, you may not even be able to travel abroad. And when we are talking, you are saying one Nigeria because somebody is paying you 2,000 and you are carrying bag, or you become a thug to some people, or you are eyeing to be a speaker or to be elected into House of Assembly, or that you are planning to go into politics in Nigeria, because the politics is the business of criminals, the fraudsters in Nigeria. Once you are very good in lying, once you are very good in forging certificate from Cambridge, forging certificate from University of Nigeria and Soka, forging certificate from Meduguri University, forging certificate from Zaria, Abu Zaria, University of Ahmedu Bello University, Zaria. Once you are good in forging certificate, you become a very good politician in Nigeria, and you can't defend whatever you are presenting. That is why you see all these people, all the senators you see today, few of them have actually graduated from university. But when go and check them, they all have BSc and first degree, all of them. And you can't see their classmates anywhere. You see, is that the country you want to be proud of? Is that the country you will continue to support? When you have a better future, when you have Biafrans that have scattered all over the world, doing wonders, and these Biafrans are ready to go back, abandon the things they have, the fortune they have built in their different and their various countries, to go and build a country that somebody can be proud of. You are there shouting Nigeria, and then until they come to your house and kill one of you, then you will realize that you have been supporting the wrong side. Now, continue to watch.
And a lot of people, including former President Olusegun Obasanjo, have said, look, there must be a change of strategy. What you have said in the issues of deployment are the usual thing that we hear from government when issues of attacks and killings happen. But in the issue of the Southwest, for example, there have been calls that there must be a change of strategy. Is there any difference in what you have done in the past and what you are doing in what has become a specialized situation? That's what some Nigerians are asking.
Now, let me say to you that security challenges had been present before the present administration came to office. We have met our own challenges. We're dealing with them as decisively as we can. Security challenges will remain because they keep changing. It's a rapidly changing, it's a dynamic situation. You just mentioned attacks by some leading individuals on the president and what he's doing on these matters. Nigerians have forgotten that in the past in this country, the chief law officer of this country, Attorney General and Minister of Justice, was executed in this country.
You hear that? I don't understand what he said. Somebody was executed, and that is wrong. He said somebody was executed. He should have used maybe assassinated, but he said executed. So Garba Shehu should clear the air. Who was executed by the government? who was executed by the government. Or did he want to say assassinated? Because I didn't read in the history of Nigeria where the judge. Let me replay it again so I don't misquote him.
Security challenges had been present before the present administration came to office. We have met our own challenges. We're dealing with them as decisively as we can. Security challenges will remain because they keep changing. It's a rapidly changing, it's a dynamic situation. You just mentioned attacks by some leading individuals on the president and what he's doing on these matters. Nigerians have forgotten that in the past in this country, the chief law officer of this country, Attorney General and Minister of Justice, was executed in this country. And the administration at that time just waved this thing off as armed robbery. And
you hear that? Attorney General was executed and that the administration at that time just waved it as robbery. This is a very heavy accusation and he need to explain who executed who executed Attorney General, because as far as I know, some Attorney General was assassinated, but now he said that he was executed. So by which government or by which terrorist organization executed this Attorney General, he should be able to, because he is the image and the spokesman of the presidency, and he should be able to explain to Nigeria, because people are not paying attention to these little things that these people are doing. Nobody is paying attention. Everybody is too busy doing nothing in Nigeria, and nobody is holding them to their word. Now continue.
In effect, for closing any serious investigation into these matters. These are matters that we're dealing with. And very soon, you obviously would hear more concerning some of these elements. What are we doing differently? The dynamic situation changes as we are confronted with new challenges. We rise to that's the important thing.
Yes, Bola Ige was killed. Bola Ige was killed. Bola Ige was not executed. That is a wrong. That is what I'm trying to. Of course, I know it was. He probably was referring to Bola Ige, but Bola Ige was not executed. That is different between execution and assassination. If it can be addressed as assassination, it is two different things. Execution is different from assassination. That is two different things. So he cannot come to say that a Chief Justice of the Federation was executed. By who?
That people should use to judge this administration. When we came in, the biggest problem was Boko Haram. Boko Haram is virtually gone now. Because
did you hear that? That Boko Haram is virtually gone. These are the people. This is the people that you give the affair of your government to, and you that is supporting this government, you are watching him. You are watching him. He tells you that Boko Haram is virtually gone. And Boko Haram that is killing Nigerian military on daily basis. On daily basis. They are killing Nigeria army on daily basis. And this man is here telling you that they are virtually gone. Listen to him again.
They have been moved, cornered into a very tiny strip, by the Lake Chad. And with the support of our neighbors, the Multinational Joint Task Force, which essentially is a Nigerian project, heavily funded by this government, is going to defeat all of these elements. So we had the farmers and herders clashes. You can't tell me that Benue is the same as it was a year ago, or Plateau State is the same as it was.
You see? I remember when this interview was granted, he's telling you Benue State, he's telling you Plateau State. How many killings has happened in Plateau State in 2020? This is 2019, this interview. How many killings have happened in Plateau State? You see what the people you are supporting. You see the people you are supporting. Continue listening.
Today, as it was a year ago, or Kaduna State, or Taraba, or Adamawa, so things are changing. And as new challenges come, who knows tomorrow? Maybe it might be cybercrime that is the big issue. But my problem, and I hope that our friends in the media would help us to tackle this issue, because if a media culture deteriorates to the level of being centered on security only. Other countries, look at India, look at what's happening in the United States of America, focus on positives. And so that we get, because what you say, what you air, what you write, is what gives people the thing to talk about.
Exactly. And there he hit the point. And that is exactly what IPOB, what Nnamdi Kanu, what Biafra agitators are doing. We are talking and exposing you. And that is what everybody in the world is talking about. And that is why international community don't trust you anymore, because we have exposed you to the international community, and now they have seen the real picture of and the real Nigeria. And that is why nobody trusts you anymore. So that's a good point from you.
Madam Shehu, maybe those are some of the realities.
Tribal models.
Maybe, because you are a senior member of the media before you went into government. So, the media is a reflection of the society. When people are being killed in the society, the media reports some of this situation. And if today, for example, Mr. Balarabe Musa are saying the government should fight some of this situation honestly. And for example, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo is saying, what he has tagged alleged Fulani herdsmen attack, that the president is not showing the kind of honesty. Some of the things that he said, that they have allowed it to fester and spread, that the kind of statement and the kind of reaction that they expected from the president is not being gotten. And that is what has caused that kind of disappointment. Mr. Shehu.
Let me say to you that this criticism is very unfair on a military gentleman who fought to keep this country as one, a gentleman who is a father and a grandfather, who is a community leader. No, President Muhammadu Buhari is responsive to the ongoing situation. We don't dispute the fact that politics in this country is about everything. People are throwing everything into politics, including matters of national security. So yes, if people want to cash in this and make political capital out of it, yes, they can do so. But at what? At the expense of the well-being of this country. As I said, in this country, there has been a tall list of murders. All of the atrocities that we've seen, Boko Haram and all of that. People are forgetting about all of that. You couldn't go to church on Sunday in some places in this country. In the mosque, hundreds were being bombed. This is a government that conquered and stopped all of that nonsense.
Now, this is the man who is telling you that before people cannot go to church. And I'm about to play, after him talking, I will play the video for you to know whether actually people are going to their villages.
And then
now,
somebody sits down there from the comfort of their air-conditioned parlor and they said, we are doing nothing. Now, that's absolute rubbish because it's political. And we understand. Some of these people, they set up political parties. The parties wobbled. They didn't perform. They assembled all of the enemies that they can, and they made peace with them, so that President Babangida would fail in the President Buhari will fail in the election. President Buhari won this election overwhelmingly.
Did you hear that? They asked him about a very important issue. He started addressing how Buhari, or the person parading himself as Buhari, won election. Can you imagine the people that you are supporting? Can you imagine the Nigeria that you are supporting? Somebody that has been posed with a very important question, he is here telling you how Buhari won election.
And so therefore, what's the big issue there? The next election is 4 years away. Let them contest for the election.
Another critical issue is the suggestion that are being made. Some are asked, even the president has said, there's a need for Nigeria to see through federalism. Some people are calling for a sort of a conference where some of these issues can be tabled and advice can be given to government on the way to move forward. Traditional rulers are being advised to be consulted and other leaders in the country. Is the president thinking in that regard? Is he consulting aside his security chiefs? In fact, there have been calls that he should also disband the security chiefs and rejig his security architecture. Is the president considering all of these suggestions?
Well, let me say that the listening leader, President Buhari, is open to ideas. He doesn't think he knows it all. I mean, other Nigerians are entitled to it. It's our own country. So we share in its own fate. So suggestions are welcome. You've seen the vice president moving from one palace to the next. in the southwest, and he's going to go to...
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? He was addressing the question posed to the president. He started addressing, listen to this. He started addressing how the vice president was moving from one palace to another in the West. Hear it again. Their errand boy. And I'm happy he said it here.
Traditional rulers are being advised to be consulted and other leaders in the country. Is the president thinking in that regard? Is he consulting aside his security chiefs? In fact, there have been calls that he should also disband the security chiefs and rejig his security architecture. Is the president considering all of these suggestions?
Well, let me say that the listening leader, President Buhari, is open to ideas. He doesn't think he knows it all. I mean, other Nigerians are entitled to it. It's our own country. So we share in its own fate. So suggestions are welcome. You've seen the vice president moving from one palace to the next in the southwest, and he's going to go to all of the parts of this country. That is positive.
And that is the only thing they give him. That is the only job they will give Osibanjo, moving from one palace to another. Have you not seen that? Have you not seen it? He don't need to say it. You have seen Osibanjo moving from one burial to another, from one palace to another, and he said it here. So that is the job of the vice president, Osibanjo, who is a professor of law. A professor of law.
But to call for a national conference when there is a sitting parliament in place, whoever is making that call is not a Democrat.
You hear that? That those calling for national conference when you have a parliament, that they are not Democrat. And you know what he wants to tell you? That is why they divided Nigeria into 6. And they took 19 states. And by fraud, because it is a fraud. You cannot have 6 regions and you take 3 regions to yourself. That is fraud. And you tell the other southern part that have 3 regions also to go separate. It is the fraud. The foundation of Nigeria is fraud. You have the northeast, the northwest, the north central, which is the middle belt. And then you have the south-south, the southeast, and the southwest, which is the southern part of Nigeria. Now, he is telling you that those that are calling for national conference are not Democrat, that they have representative at the National Assembly, because he knows there are more in number. Now, listen to him.
If you believe in democracy, the parliament is the highest body representing the entire aspirations of Nigeria.
You hear that?
If you have issues you want them to discuss, go and put a memo before them.
You see, if you have issue that you want to discuss national conference, go to the Senate, go to the National Assembly and present, because he know there are more in number. And that is why, and he's not the only one. He's not the only one. Even some people who are very gullible from the Biafran side, who are eating from this government. Anytime you talk about Biafra, they will tell you, channel your Biafra to your representative. Don't you have senators? Don't you have a House of Representative members? That is the same language they are speaking, because they know the House of Assembly, the House of Representative or the National Assembly can do nothing, because the North outnumbered the South, the southern part of Nigeria, the other representative from the South. So there is nothing you can do to have any effective, anything that will bring any change in Nigeria from the National Assembly. It is impossible. It can never happen, because they outnumber the people from the southern part of Nigeria. And that is why every little thing they tell you, go to the National Assembly, don't you have a representative? Because that is the fraud there, the fraud. Because if it is not fraud, this from the representative from the south and the representative from the north would be equal. At least if they have taken over middle belt as not. But no, they didn't do it that way. They make sure they reduce your number of representatives and have higher number of representatives, so that anything that comes to the National Assembly will be dead on arrival. Especially those that will benefit the southeast, which are the Biafran people. You see the fraud there?
Otherwise, this government will not run 2 parallel parliaments, because it's not allowed by the Constitution.
You see that? He is mentioning constitution as if the government in which he is representing in this broadcast now is respecting the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. As I'm talking to you, the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has been technically suspended by this administration.
Mr. Shehu, I'd like you to quickly react to this. What a lot of people are saying, it is an incubation of some sort for a larger insecurity situation in the country, the Shiite situation, where they protest. They have accused you of not saying the right thing because they said that there are several court orders that have allowed the man to go home on bail, but the government of the day have not allowed. Those are the allegations against the government. And you had come out to say in a statement that the case of the Sheikh Zazaki is in the hands of the court. But this group has said that is not true.
Well, now listen to the person who tells you about the Constitution of Nigeria.
You know those guys? They're not intelligent.
Okay.
If they had read our statement correctly, they would have seen an olive branch from that statement.
So what is the statement?
Because what did the government say? We are still open to dialogue, and we are willing to abide by adjudication by the courts of law. I'm not going to go back into all of those elements. If the Nigerian government says we have our hands are off that case, the Attorney General of the Federation, the Minister of Justice says we no longer have a hand. Those guys, if they were intelligent, they should be celebrating this. Why then means that they should focus their energy on the ongoing case in Kaduna. Whichever way it goes, government would implement. But to assemble women and young kids and teach them to do nothing other than to insult President Muhammadu Buhari and the leaders of this country, and you think that will take you somewhere? No, I'm sorry. Those guys, they need to think and determine what is right for themselves.
Stay with us. All right, stay with us,
we have the capability.
All right, go ahead, please. Land on that thought.
No, capability of what?
Capability of what? Land on that thought, please.
No, I'm saying that.
He changed again.
If government were to use force, it's present. But by the decision of the leadership of the administration or the president, don't push too hard. And they shouldn't push the government to the wall. Persuasion is being employed. And it is for them to see that this is an administration that is determined to close this chapter. If only they will see the opportunity and see the moment. If they decide otherwise, and they want to continue attacking the National Assembly and throwing stones at the police and burning down police vehicles, and they think that the army and the police are meek or powerless, they shouldn't test those elements.
But Boko Haram have tested them. Boko Haram, listen, these are unarmed protesters from this Azakazi movement. Boko Haram have tested Nigeria army. What is the result? Because they are supporting and sponsoring the Boko Haram. So the army cannot show their strength on Boko Haram, but they are now telling those people that protested then that don't test the strength and the might of Nigerian military. But Boko Haram are testing them every day.
Madam Shehu, let me quickly get your view on perhaps what has also become a matter of concern to some Nigerians is the speed in which this government reacts and performs its duty. For example, in the setting up of the cabinet, it's 54 days or so since the inauguration of the government and swearing in of President Muhammadu Buhari. Now,
this I will not go here because this what he want to answer now is part of the thing I'm going to address when I'll be tearing him into pieces. Now I want you to listen to this.
By the terrorists. Adeniyi Major General, in a rare video, commander of Operation Lapia Dole Olusegun Adeniyi has been seen in a rare video admitting that Nigerian soldiers fighting Boko Haram are outgunned by the terrorists. Adeniyi Major General was leading a large troop of soldiers on a special operation when they came under heavy attacks by Boko Haram. The commander was seen in 2 of 4 video clips giving a recorded situation report to the Chief of Army Staff Tukur Buratai, a Lieutenant General. He blamed the deadly attack they suffered on very wrong intelligence assessment earlier conducted before they were deployed.
Now, Before, of course, I have played this video before, but there is something I want to let you understand here. You see, when Buhari was making statement in London during the time of the election, this on wrong intelligence report they relied on. Now I am going to show it to you. That is what they relied on. Now watch this. Here. Oh, sorry. Here. Buhari said, Nigeria election, Muhammadu Buhari pledges to defeat Boko Haram. The leading challenger of the Nigeria presidency, President Muhammadu Buhari, has vowed to defeat Boko Haram insurgents in the north of the country by providing government forces with better equipment, more training, and more accurate intelligence. Here. Did you hear that? Let me read it again. The leading challenger for the Nigeria presidency, Muhammadu Buhari, has vowed to defeat Boko Haram insurgents in the north of the country by providing government forces with better equipment, more training, and more accurate intelligence. I didn't say it. This paper was in 2015, 26th of February 2015. Did you see that? On the 26th of February 2015, the fraud they packaged in the name of Buhari come to tell you that he is going to be giving Nigeria, that he will, when he take over power, that he will be providing Nigeria military with accurate intelligence. Accurate intelligence to fight Boko Haram. Not only accurate intelligence. He said he will provide them with better equipment, more training, and accurate intelligence. These three things: more training, better equipment, and accurate intelligence. Would you, who are supporting this government, say that there is accurate intelligence today? Would you say there is a better equipment to fight Boko Haram? Would you say there is more training? Now let me play. Now this is 2015. Now let me in 2020. In 2020, this is the accurate intelligence that the Buhari and the government you are supporting has given to Nigeria. This is the accurate intelligence.
Nigerian soldiers fighting Boko Haram are outgunned by the terrorists. Adeniyi, a Major General, was leading a large troop of soldiers on a special operation when they came under heavy attacks by Boko Haram. The commander was seen in 2 of 4 video clips giving a recorded situation report to the Chief of Army Staff, Tukur Buratai, a Lieutenant General. He blamed the deadly attack they suffered.
You remember when I was analyzing, for those of you who watched the video when I give analysis on this particular video, when the video came out, I told you people that the person he was talking to must be Buratai. That the person he was talking to on that video must be Buratai because of the body language. And again, I was right.
But on very wrong intelligence assessment earlier conducted before they were deployed.
On a very wrong intelligence. But Buhari promised you 5 years ago that his government is going to be giving accurate intelligence to the military. After 5 years, thousands of soldiers has been killed. Thousands of soldiers has been killed because of inaccurate intelligence, like this general from the southern part of Nigeria is going to admit now. Now watch.
Video everything. Here are troops injured. Record me. morning, sir. General Adeni. Sir, the soldiers are not running. The 3 battalions are standing and fighting, though we have casualties. The intelligence assessment concerning the Timbuktu Triangle is very wrong, sir.
You see that? This is coming from the general, from a general in Nigeria military. Buhari promised you, and this administration you are supporting now as a Nigeria, you are eating, going to bed and sleep with your evil mind, supporting evil. That evil promised you in 2015 that when they take over power, Nigeria, the military in fighting Boko Haram will be having accurate intelligence report. Now, because of inaccurate, wrong intelligence report, they have murdered over half a battalion of Nigerian military. They murdered at least 400 have been murdered here. You see that? In this assault by Boko Haram, at least 400 has been murdered. Because if one battalion has, how many, and according to the story, they have about 3 different battalions of the Nigeria military, which means they are running into 1,800 or so. So if the little you see, the few number of people you see here are the 3 battalions, you can imagine that over 1,000 people have been killed. And this is not the first time. This is not the first time they are killing them in thousands. There have been, from the New York Journal have reported one time in the secret grave where they buried about over 1,000 soldiers secretly. And they denied it, Nigerian military, because that is what they are good at. They are denying, and every time they deny, and later on they accepted that yes, but they informed their families. You see? So it means that thousands of people have been killed in this particular assault if they have 3 battalions there, which can be up to 1,800 personnel. They have been killed. And this man said the intelligence report was very wrong. And Buhari promised them in 2015 that he's going to give them accurate intelligence report.
Assessment concerning the 3 battalions are standing and fighting, though we have casualties. The intelligence assessment concerning the Timbuktu Triangle is very wrong, sir.
Very wrong.
Since yesterday, we have been met by very strong resistance, more than pockets of Boko Haram. This morning, from every flank, not less than 15 gun trucks are facing us. These people have fired more than 100 RPG at us, and have fired several mortar at us. And they have fired more than 100 RPGs, and so.
Of course, you all know what happened after this. After this, they removed him immediately. After exposing them, exposing what has happened, they removed him immediately and nobody is talking. They removed him and that is the end. That is Nigeria for you. That is Nigeria for you. That is Nigeria, the evil you are supporting. Now, again, another thing I want to show you. You that are from, if you are from the southern part of Nigeria, from the south, you are supporting this evil government. Look, this is what they are not, this is what you don't know.
From the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs. For the first time, beneficiaries of the federal government conditional cash transfer receive 4 months' payment instead of the usual monthly stipend of 5,000 naira. One after the other, the poorest of the poor file out to collect their stipend from the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs.
Now, the video you are watching now, in case if you don't understand, the video you are watching now is the video of the people that are paying 5,000 naira every month. Every month in the north, they are paying them 5,000 naira every month. How many of you in the south have received 5,000 naira every month? None of you. None of you. And every time you talk, every time we talk, especially those of you who happens to know somebody that have been elected into a particular office, and look, people in your village can live very well. Even in Biafra land, can live very well. There's some family now that if you give them 5,000 naira every month, it has alleviated poverty in their families, in your villages. But how many of them are receiving 5,000 from the government? The answer is no. But in the north, they are paying them 5,000. Now watch.
The minister and the national coordinator of the program explained the reason behind the disbursement and how beneficiaries were identified.
The exercise has been ongoing for the past 5 years.
Did you hear that?
Exercise.
Did you hear that? They tell you that this exercise has been going on for the past 5 years, which means for the past 5 years, people poor in the north has been receiving 5,000 naira every month. Every month, they have been receiving 5,000 naira, including those you see that were carrying some plates to go and stand on the street. They were receiving 5,000 naira every month for the past 5 years. How many of you heard about it? Now watch.
Is geared towards supporting the poor and vulnerable households of our society. Give them monthly stipends of 5,000 every month. And now that we have these restrictions, Mr. President has directed we give 2 months advance payments. The process involves community members themselves identifying those who are poor and vulnerable in their own site. So the team moves from community to community. Then the community members determine what poverty means in their own village and who falls within that their own definition.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? The community in the north will now tell them who falls within the definition of what the community understood to be poverty. Can you imagine in Nigeria? Do you understand how they measure who is poor in the north? The community will come to determine according to how they live who is poor. And you in the south, when we talk about disintegration of Nigeria, you are shouting, Nigeria, Nigeria. You see what is going on? You see that this is not about Biafra alone. You see that they have been paying people 5,000 every month in the north for the past 5 years. You see the way they actually arrive at who is poor in the north. This will shock you now. The next person that is going to talk now, what that person is going to say will shock you. Now watch.
With 20,000 naira each in their pockets, they speak on the conditional cash transfer program.
Whenever they give us, we find food, and then little one I do business to train my children go school. But I thank God I have 2 children for university. It's final year now. Then.
Did you see that? Somebody who is poor is doing business to train his children or her children in university, and 2 of her children is in the university now, which is a very good thing. I thought I will clap for the woman. But she's poor, and she's receiving 5,000 every month. And that is poor. Those who can train their children in university, that is the poor. In fact, in the southeast, there are women who cannot train their children in secondary school, not to talk of university. The children have to do something extra to train themselves. And those people are not receiving this kind of money. But you see that somebody who have 2 children in university is in the community, in that community in the north, very poor. Now watch again.
I've collected 20,000 today, and this is almost a year and some months now. We have been collecting this money. And
he has collected 20,000 today, contradicting what the first woman said, that the president directed them to pay 2 months, which is supposed to be 10,000 if they are paying for 5,000. So this one now is collecting 10,000. So because the categories are different. Do you understand what is going on here? This one has collected 20,000 for 2 months, which means he is collecting 10,000 every month. Every month he is collecting 10,000, and other people are collecting 5,000. But the woman who spoke, the representative of the president who spoke here, say the president have directed them to pay 5,000 for 2 months, which is 10,000. But this one collected 20,000, and he has been collecting this since 1 year, and he is also doing business.
it has been helping us. I'm into commodity marketing, buying of goods and selling.
You see, he is into commodity marketing, buying of goods and selling. So if somebody who is into commodity marketing, buying goods and selling is regarded as poor in communities in the north. North is very rich. If for somebody who is doing business, buying and selling in the north is now poor in a community in the north, it means everything about not being 80% poverty is fake. Because even the people regarded as poor are doing business and doing buying and selling. I'm not against them receiving 5,000 or 10,000. But the only thing I am trying to let you understand now is that you from the southern part of Nigeria, don't you have people in your various villages who 5,000 every month will change their life? You think you don't have those people in your villages? Of course you do. You do have people in your villages who 5,000 naira every month will go a long way. When they are sure that every month I'm receiving 5,000, their life will change. Don't you have those people in your villages? There are a lot of them. There are a lot of them in the village. Now ask yourself a question. Why are the Nigeria government not paying them? Or are they not Nigerians? Why did Nigeria government not go to Enugu State? Why did Nigeria government don't go to Ebonyi State? Why did Nigeria government don't go to Anambra State? Why didn't Nigeria government go to Imo State? Why didn't Nigeria government go to Abia State? And start going to these various communities to start to ask the communities who are poor amongst you. Why? Or is this place not in? If they have given us Biafra, let us know. So we will recall all the representatives from the National Assembly, all the House of Representatives. We are going to ask them to pack their load and leave Abuja and start coming down to Biafra land because it is over. Than giving us Biafra by batch by batch. Why should you be giving us Biafra little by little? Give us Biafra completely. Tell us we are not part of Nigeria anymore from today. In fact, don't even give us anything. And let us begin to build our country. We have built life from 20 pounds. And this is just 50 years. 50 years of it. This is where we are. So you think you don't, the people in Biafra land don't have poor people that 5,000 will be enough to eat in a month? Of course they do. But they have sidelined you. And you from the Biafra land who are supporting evil of this government. If you don't change, when the wrath of God will be falling on them, you cannot escape. You can never. When the wrath of God will be falling, of course the wrath is already on them, but you cannot escape it. The wrath of God, you see the wrath of God that has fallen on Nigeria, that has befallen Nigeria, you cannot escape it. If you continue to support one Nigeria from Biafra land, you cannot escape the wrath of God that has befallen Nigeria. Go and think about it. Now continue watching.
5,000 poor households are targeted in the nation's capital. The federal government conditional cash transfer program is aimed at lifting 10 million Nigerians out of poverty within 10 years.
You see that? Did you see that? They are paying them, they have been paying them for the past 5 years, and none of you from the south have received anything. And by the way, this is where I will bring my broadcast to an end today. Thank you for being part of this broadcast. And tomorrow, the exposition of this evil government continues. These days they are not sleeping. The enemy are not sleeping. We are not sleeping as well. And we will never sleep until Biafra is restored. We cannot sleep until Biafra is restored. Since the enemy are not sleeping, we are not sleeping as well. One moment, and like I said, sometime this week, I am going to make it rain. I am going to make it rain on Garba Shehu. I'm going to make it rain heavily on Garba Shehu. Make sure you don't miss that live broadcast. I'm going to tear Garba Shehu, tear him up and down. I will tear him into pieces. I'm going to acknowledge those of you who have stayed this long. If you know you don't, your daughter can't take you to this session I'm about to go into now, 3 minutes, my 3 minutes now to recognize you, please, I apologize. But now I have to recognize some people who have been here for this long. Now, shout out to you, Sunday and the A team. Thank you for being part of this broadcast. Chigozie Okongu, thank you for being part of this broadcast. Share this message, share this video. Nanya Kelvin, thank you. Evangelist Iheme, thank you. Oliver Chibuzo, thank you for staying up to this time. Helen Enwa for Uzoma, thank you for staying and watching. Uche na Justin, Harry Jeremiah, thank you for being with me. Uche Okezie, thank you. Divine Favor, thank you. I have 3 minutes to go. Ike Chuku James, thank you. Okwi Eze, thank you for watching me this evening. Raymond Anerobi, thank you. Tony Conti, thank you for watching me this evening. Engineer Mentor Cosmos, thank you. I appreciate you. Kinsley Mba, thank you. Joshua Sonny Anekwe, thank you for watching me this evening. What is this name? Sorry. Frisco Aduba, thank you. Godwin Izuchukweke, thank you. Thank you, Chimos Oil, thank you. Stanley, thank you. Mbamelo, thank you. Eddie Mbamalo, Eddie Montana, thank you. Chukstogbo Udwenyi, thank you. Ifanyi Onyekwere, thank you. Felix, thank you. Ike John Chibuzo, Destiny Chibuike, Hadley Cripsy, thank you. Buchina Tans, thank you for watching me. Prince Chidio Keke, thank you all for watching me. Iro Christian Okechukwu, thank you. Stella Chinwe, thank you. Invite your friends to like this page. The gospel of Biafra must be preached. And remember, 2020 March still stand until there is a change in that date on the 20th of June 2020. Every Biafran, every person that love freedom, everybody that is not happy about the killing in Nigeria, ethnic cleansing and annihilation of Christians, must come in solidarity with IPOB, the Biafran all over the world, to march against the Nigeria government, to register your anger against Nigeria government, that the killings in Nigeria, enough is enough, and for freedom of Biafra. Come and join us. But if the date is changed, it will be communicated, and Nnamdi Kanu will announce it, and it will be communicated to everyone. Thank you, Manuel Dili, Nkiruka Lopez, Anselm Ogwike, Godi. Remember, on Wednesday, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be broadcasting again, and it will be aired on my page. I will host it on my page as well. Oliver Ikechukwu, then Gallo Don, S. Osita, Uche Stan. Thank you all, because you see now Nigeria has gone down completely. Everybody have rejected Nigeria, and that is our aim, that is our target, and it is working very well. So those of you who are agitating for Biafra from a different platform, all of you Mossop members, BZM, and all of you that are agitating for Biafra, please, it is time to support other agitating group. It is not so, the Biafra is not something you are going to get alone. It is something that is going to be a collective effort. You can be doing whatever you are doing in your own way, but throw your weight, support other agitating group. When Nnamdi Kanu is live online, make sure you share his broadcast, host it in your platform, host it on your pages, so that the message will be going. It doesn't take anything away from you. Remember, his broadcast yesterday, we have about almost 10.6K viewers, and that is a very good encouraging number. Even most of the world leaders don't have those kind of numbers, except Donald Trump and Netanyahu and stuff like that. But apart from them, no other world leader have those kind of numbers, when they are live. So that is something very encouraging. It means that we are winning the war. It means that the awareness is going. Of course, when people see what is happening in Nigeria today, you don't have any choice. You don't have any choice than to join this disintegration and to join these freedom crusaders. You don't have any choice. The only choice available is to join for Nigeria disintegration and freedom of Biafra. So I am appealing to MOSOP members. It is time you lay down your arms about castigating Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or calling him names or trying to discredit him. I am calling on BZM as well, Mazi Onwuka, and then I'm calling on Raf, our own Raf Wazirike, who I respect so much. Raf Wazirike, it is time you put your sword, you put your TM Maginobo. Sorry, I have to speak Igbo now because the people I'm talking about now are actually the Igbos. So, Mazi Wazirike, Olugo mbunu getie unu n'obo. Unu tiecha ngwa unu n'obo, especially nkunu ja fight, nkunu ja anụsa IPOB ọgụ. Oluo na mgbe onye ọbụla ga-akpasa ngwa agha. Ihe a na-emesi kịta abụrụzi ihe politics. Ọ bụrụzi onye ka ndị ka na-eme mkpọtụ maọbụ ndị ka nwee mmadụ maọbụ ndị ka nwee crowd. Ọ bụrụzi ha na-ekwuzi kịta this agitation kịta abago ọpụgo n'ihe ha na-eme ihe politics maọbụ ihe Nigeria. So ihe na unu bụ onye ọbụla ama ihe ọ ga-eme ịkwado mụnwa na onwe m ma ndị ọzọ ma including my IPOB members onwe ihe dị against any other person, but onye ọbụla mara ihe onye ọzọ na-eme dị mma, especially inwe aka ị ga-esi nweta ka anyị ga-esi nụọ ọgụ Biafra nweta Biafra. Ọ ihe dị mma onye ọbụla kwadosi ya ike. Unu adịzi na akọ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu maọbụ Uche Mefo maọbụ all of them ọnụ. Onweghịkwana mụnwa na onwe m agaghị apụtakwa kịta bịa katọba ụwa zuru ike maọbụ Ben Onwuka also, because you people, even though you people have done unu anwago unu na ukara anwakwanụ nke unu. So onye ọbụla kwesịrị ịbịa, anyị kwesịrị ịgbakọta kịta because olugo mgbe a ga-achịkọta ihe niile ọnụ wee na-eme ihe a na-eme. Oge adọrọzi nke onye gba side, onye gba aka ekpe, onye nke agba aka nne, onye nke agba aka ekpe. Mba udo adọrọ n'ụdị a. Ya anyị chọ kịta bụ igosi mba ụwa niile na Biafra bụ ofu. Igosi mba ụwa niile na Biafra bụ ofu. Biafra bụ ofu. Anyị anaghị ekewa. Ana m agwa ndị mmadụ onye si na ndị Igbo afụghị onwe ya n'anya, bịa kene tibe mkpu nature of freedom, bịa kene tibe mkpu Biafra ka efu na ndị Igbo afụ onwe ha n'anya ma afụ onwe ha n'anya. Onye ọbụla bụ onye si na ndị Igbo afụghị onwe ha n'anya ma na onye ahụ na-asọpọtụ Nigeria. That is ihe a na-agwa nkịta bụ eziokwu. Onye ọbụla si that na ndị Igbo afụghị onwe ha n'anya maọbụ na ndị Biafra afụghị onwe ha n'anya ma nọ ndị wa Nigeria, but bịa kene solo anyị join gbanye aka gị ka esoro mee ihe a na-eme ihe Biafra, ka efu na ndị Igbo fụrụ onwe ha n'anya, ka efu na ndị Biafra fụrụ onwe ha n'anya. Mana ibukwara n'ibu ụbụrụ ndị wa Nigeria. Ụbụrụ ndị wa Nigeria ha bụ ụbụrụ hatred, ụbụrụ division. Onweghị anything ị ga-enweta na wa Nigeria na-abụrụ hatred, division, scam, fraud. Ka ị ga-esi mejọ nwanne gị, onyanwa mere ọ bụ ndị na-ekwu okwu si na condition mere crayfish ji bend ya. All that in melo, some people na-afụta na ndị Igbo afọ onwe anya. Nigeria. Ọ bụghị onweghị ndị ọdati, mana mgbe ọbụla imekwara na denounce na ịbụrụzi Nigeria. Ịfụ na tina ihe a na-eme agaba. Ịfụ na ụbụrụ ga-emepe. Ịfụkwa na ịfụ onye Igbo ibe gị, ịma na nwanne gị ka ọ bụ. Ịfụkwa na onye Biafra, onye Ijo maọbụ onye ịma na nwanne gị ka ọ bụ. Unu ncha na-eme na unu na-azọ Biafra. Ịfụ na ndị Biafra fụrụ onwe ha n'anya. But ị na-emekwa ha na nke nwa Nigeria, ihe niile na-esi gị n'obi bụ aghụghọ ka ị ga-esi wegbuo onye nwanne gị. Onye Igbo ọbụla kịta ịfụrụ kịta unu agha aghụghọ ma na-aghọ onye Biafra ibi aghụghọ ma na onye ahụ bụ onye Nigeria, because ọ bụrụ Nigeria bụ ka ị ga-esi mee ka ị ghọgbuo nwanne gị, ka ị ga-esi mee ka ime nke a ka ị nweta nwanne gị ka ime ya ihe ọjọọ. Then the tire bụrụzie ndị mara na-akọzi na Biafra afọ onwe n'anya. Biafra fụrụ onwe ha n'anya. Ọ bụ na ịda atụwa na Biafra afọ onwe n'anya, bịa join Biafra freedom, bịa join fight for freedom, ka ịfụ that na Biafra fụrụ onwe ha n'anya. And all the mentality of Nigeria, immediately ịhapụ Nigeria hapụ gị, ịhapụkwara na Nigeria. Ọkwa ịfụ Nigeria any day n'ogide were n'obi gị n'uto obi gị a si na ọ dịkwa ka Biafra agaghị alụzi, this Nigeria agaghị workzi o. that day ihe gị Nigeria hapụ gị aka ị nwere onwe gị ịfụsịa nwanne gị ihe ga na-eme bụ ka ị ga-esi ka ihe n'ihe a na-eme ka ọ na-aga n'ihu. Ọ ihe anyị na-ayọ onye ọbụla ụwa zuru ike. Ana m ayọsi unu ike ọ bụgoro na ndị mmadụ na-achọ, ana m ayọsi unu ike na ihe Biafra bụrụzi iwu weda mụ na achọrọ mụ na achọrọ Biafra ga-abịa. Mana ihe a na-achọ kịta bụ onye ọbụla kpakoto unu abụọ ha naghị masị gị unu kịta unu bịa soro Nnamdi Kanu maọbụ unu bịa soro IPOB maọbụ but unu bido showbe in public. Ana m ayọ gị mee advice ndị na-eso gị, ndị nke na-eso gị n'oluona mgbe a ga-achịkọta ihe niile ọnụ. Ha kwụsị ịga na-agagharị na pages na Facebook na-akọ Nnamdi Kanu ọnụ. Nnamdi Kanu I sacrifice go a lot of things and mụ and onwe m today I support and trust him. I support and trust him. Amago m onwe ha the sacrifice o megolo so far is something. And all of you emego sacrifice nke unu unu do nke unu. And he cannot totally I am just too for ya because I am just too for sacrifice unu megolo. Bana obrozi ya na-emezi kịta abrozi nke na onye abụ ụmụazị maọbụ na onye aka bidoro yesterday maọbụ na onye aka bidoro taa maọbụ na obidoro nke echi. So long as na onye ahụ na-eme mkpọtụ Biafra unu kwanye ya, unu kwadoro ya, kwado because ihe ọbụla onye ọbụla na-eme today gbasara Biafra ọ na-emeke wave n'ụdị nke ya. So ihe nna ya unu bụ unu docha ndị niile na-eso unu ọdụ n'oluo na mgbe na ihe a na-emezi kịta abụrụzi ihe je federal gọọmenti anata ego mechie ọnụ anọgidekwa ebidokwa mkpọtụ mgbe ya megidekwa anata ego emechi ihe na-emezi kịta abụrụzi ụdị ahụ. Anyị agafego that side of gọọmenti abịanye gị ego imechi ọnụ mba agafego. Biafra is real and Biafra is coming because the level Nigeria nọ kịta amametenwuzi Nigeria. So onye ọbụla na-asị na a ga-emeta Nigeria the person is onye ahụ na-alọ nlọ nweghị ga-emetenwe Nigeria emebigo finally and the unu na-echekwa na onwe ha ga-emetenwu ọ ga na-aka njọ and one day ndụ unu ga-anọkwu in risk. So ọ ga na-aka njọ na-aga n'ihu. So ana m ayọ ụwa zuru ike onye ma ụwa zuru ike ya sendere ya vidio. Ana m ayọ ụwa zuru ike na-ayọsi ya ike na-ayọ BZM Ben Onwuka bụ ezigbote somebody siri ike. Ana m ayọ unu na-ayọsi unu ike otu olu na mgbe a ga-etufu ihe niile gbasara differences. Anamasị unu ka nsi wekwa anamasị unu kịta unu jee lụba with Maazị Nnamdi Kanu but ana m ayọ unu na unu ma assemble your members member unu na follower unu ndị na-eso unu. Onye ọbụla mara na ọ na-ekwujọ na ọ na-ekwu okwu ọjọọ gbasara IPOB maọbụ na ọ na-ekwu okwu ọjọọ gbasara Nnamdi Kanu maọbụ Uche Mefọ especially dị na-eso ndị ọzọ na-akpọ afa na onye abụ fraud na onye abụ fraud. O ga-akwụsị achọ m unu kwụsị at least ka ebidogodo ebe ahụ onweghị ebe eji castigation unu watch akịta unu ga-afụ that na for all these years a na-eme unu na-akpọ iyi na-akpọ afa na-akpọ Nnamdi Kanu nka na-akpọ ya nka unu fụna ya unu na-afụ na agitation na-egro kwa na mụ na onwe m I came out because of Nnamdi Kanu as well. So a lot of things are changing and the advancement I am with advancement now. So a lot of things are happening. The world are recognizing at least ana no Biafra keta and all these things are in the mkpọtụ every day. All this mkpọtụ anyị na-eme every day ọ na-emeke a lot of impact na all over the world because ndị mmadụ na-ekiri ihe anyị na-eme. Ndị mmadụ na-ekirikwanụ mkpu anyị na-eti na ụmụ onyinye niile anyị na-ewetagasị. Ndị mmadụ na-ekiri ya, the world leaders na-ekiri ya. So ihe a bụ ihe anyị ga na-eme to the extent bụ na ị ga-afụ ihe na-eme na Nigeria kịta onwerozi anaghị enyezi Nigeria loan anaghị enyezi Nigeria nka ọ bụ na anyị ncha na-emechiri ọnụ nwe ozi na-eme mkpọ na anyị na-eme ihe Nigeria ngwana anyị ga-anụ ihe na-eme na Nigeria ihe a na-eme for many years and ihe gbasara 5G ekwugo m ya yesterday achọghị m ịgachi azụkwuo ihe gbasara 5G but ihe na-eme today and I'm sorry for those who don't understand Igbo but it's I think sometimes it is good to speak this dialect. Because I don't think this is really important in that other people may understand me. But I'm speaking to certain people, a certain group of the Igbo speaking part of Biafra land. I'm speaking to them, and I think it is better that I speak in this dialect so they will understand that I'm one of them. I'm not just advising them from Blue Moon. So that is why I'm speaking the Igbo dialect. So ọ bụ na kịta a na-emezi ihe Biafra abụrụzi nke onye mesadi nke onye emesadi nke ya mba. This mpọta anyị na-eme kịta omego a lot of things, omego a lot of damages, and Nigeria afụkwana ya na ihe a na-eme adịrịzi. Nigeria afụghị ya kịta because onweghọzi anybody trust Nigeria from all this reputable international organization. onweghọzi onye trust, onweghọzi chọzi imezi anything with Nigeria, and all because of mkpọta anyị na-eme, and ọ ka na-ebido ịma na unu ma ụdị ha bụ ihe Ojukwu emeghọ. Mgbe ị maghị blame kwa na Ojukwu, onweghị onye ga-abịa blame bụ Ojukwu because Ojukwu akwado anọ ụdị ihe anyị na-eme kịta ka Ojukwu emeghọ mgbe nke ya. Anọkwa n'ihe anyị na-eme kịta ka most of unu Mosob and ndị otu emeghọkwanụ emebe very well. Of course, I'm asking unu na-eme ya because I see most of you on Facebook and all that. But you know, the thing I got to go a different momentum now. So unu bịa join, no forget unu febe ọbụna ịpọ ọbụ postụlụ ihe maọbụ ndị Biafra ọzọ postụlụ ihu na-promote bịa unu fụ Nnamdi Kanu ebe ọ na-eme broadcast. Ọ bụkwa na unu na-eme broadcast nke unu send alum broadcast nke unu, aga m post ya. Onye ọbụla bụ ịmana bụ Mosob member unu na-eme broadcast, biko ana m ayọ unu from today nyenụ m the broadcast unu, aga m post ya. Unu fụkwa n'ebe Nnamdi Kanu na-eme broadcast hapụchakwanụ nke na onye abụ onye maọbụ na onye abụ ụmụazị, biko ọ bụrụzi ha na-emezi kịta. Unu Nnamdi Kanu na-eme broadcast, o kwesị onye ọbụla bụ onye na-ekwu okwu Biafra, weda ma ikwelu na ihe ọ na-ekwu, ihe ọ na-eme na ikwere ihe ọ na-eme, onye ọbụla na-ekwu okwu Biafra kwesị air Nnamdi Kanu's broadcast na group page ha. Both Mosob kwesị air Nnamdi Kanu broadcast na page ha. Both BZM kwesị air Nnamdi Kanu broadcast na page ha, so long as no Biafra ka the group ha na-ekwu okwu ya. So this is ya agbaghị na yonu. Onye ọbụla unu neruo ya anya n'ihe a na-ekwu today, ọ dị very very important. Unu neruo ya anya. Ụwa zuru ike, ka m si ekwu na I'm appealing to you. Olugo mgbe ị ga-eche echiche ihe gbasara how to mark ka anyị ga-esi nwee signage and all that. So ọ bụ na a ga-ebidogodo na ọ bụ na Nnamdi Kanu na-eme broadcast, for example on Wednesday ọ ga-eme broadcast. Etu ọ na-eme broadcast on Wednesday, ka anyị fụ the broadcast of Nnamdi Kanu na Mosob Facebook page. Ọ bụ because I've never across Mosob Facebook page, but ọ bụ na Mosob nwe Facebook page, ọ na-etu Nnamdi ga-eme broadcast on Wednesday ka unu host the like a watch party na that Mosob group, and I will be interested to see it. Ọ bụ na onye follow that kind of thing on Wednesday, this next tomorrow, please tag me there, please, or send me the link to that to the group where Nnamdi Kanu's broadcast will be aired on Wednesday from na Mosob or na BZM. Is it BZM or so? On or any other agitating group at all. Unu fukwara na ebe na air something like Nnamdi Kanu's broadcast, please send alum the link, because I gonna like to also make sure I promote that group, that particular group that are airing Nnamdi Kanu's broadcast that will be airing Nnamdi Kanu broadcast on Wednesday. This coming Wednesday on a live broadcast. Or if you come across, I'm giving this task to every Biafran. On Wednesday, immediately Nnamdi Kanu no online. Because search Mosob website, Mosob Facebook page, search BZM Facebook page, search other Biafra agitating group Facebook page. Immediately open a host to Nnamdi Kanu's live broadcast. Please send me the link because it is time we put all these differences aside and go back to real business, because this coronavirus have delayed a lot of things we are doing, and of course, but we will not stop. It is even good that a lot of people can stay at home and watch what we are doing and listen to our preaching. That is very, very good, because when everybody was busy, people will miss a lot of things. But now a lot of people are home and they can listen to us and listen to the preaching. And a lot of people will begin to think about what we are preaching. Of course, all these things, we are not supposed to be preaching it to people, because people are there in Nigeria. You know exactly what you are into. We are not supposed to be preaching it to you, but the condition of the country have made it this way that we have to talk before you understand. So please, Ralph Wazurike and Ben Onwuka. At least you, two of you are the ones I remember now. And maybe later on I will come to other people. But Ben Onwuka and Ralph Wazurike, if you know these two people, please forward this video to them. I want them to give instruction to their people who they are supporters that it is time we are in synergy and put to an end to all these differences. I'm not saying you should join IPOB. I'm not saying you should join together, but at least we should start by promoting one another. Promoting one another means that when you are having a broadcast, if Nnamdi Kanu is having a broadcast, you host it on your page and you stop attacking and insulting him. And or other Biafrans will also stop to insult you, Wazirika, and they will stop to assault you or insult you. And the same thing goes to Ben Onwuka. We have to do it. I have to be the unification image here. And that is the task God has given to me, to make sure that Biafrans unite. And by the grace of God, we are going to achieve that. Like I said, it is not mandatory that we all work together, but for the fact that we are fighting for one thing, which is the freedom of Biafra, there is no need coming on social media to attack and call somebody else names, especially when the person is not what you are calling him. So ekenemuno. And then Ohaneze Ndị Igbo, election unu, ndọrọndọrọ ọchịchị unu na-abịa. Ndọrọndọrọ ọchịchị unu na-abịa n'afọ nke a. Ndọrọndọrọ ọchịchị unu na-abịa. Anyị ga na-enekwana anya ka anyị mara ihe unu ga-eme. Mana until after this coronavirus, anyị amala ebe unu bidoro mara ihe unu na-eme, maka na anyị kwuru ekwu na onye ọbụla unu ga-eweta, ụdị ọchịchị ọbụla unu ga-eweta nke a na-abịa abụrọzi ha ihe ndị ugwu. Ọbụrọzi ndị ga na-eje na-egbu ikpere na ndị ugwu. Anyị achọrọ ụdị ahụ n'ala Biafra. Otherwise, ọ ga-adịkwa onye ọbụla egwu n'ahụ. Maka onweghị ebe udo ga-adị. So unu na-eme ndọrọndọrọ ọchịchị unu n'afọ nke a na-abịa mekwa nshọn unu na ndọrọndọrọ ọchịchị unu abụrụ nke a na-eje esekpuru ndị ugwu ana. Anyị achọrọ ụdị ahụ anymore. Ndọrọndọrọ ọchịchị unu ga-abụrịrị Igbo, ọ ga-abụ Biafra. Nke abụghị nke unless we will make sure that you people will not exist again. So ọ ga-abụrịrị Biafra, the agenda is Biafra. And remember, no, it's a must. Agenda ndị ga-abata n'Ọhaneze Ndị Igbo kịta ga-abụ Biafra. Ọ bụ na ndị agha afọ ejighọ Biafra n'obi, the Ọhaneze will cease to exist from this year. Ọ bụ na amụtaghị ihe, unu amụta ihe with ndị ugwu, unu amụta ihe with this Northern Youth Forum, or what is it called? Ndị Arewa Youth Forum. Unu amụta ihe from them. Arewa Youth Forum bụ ihe ọbụla ha na-eme bụ ihe ndị ugwu. Ọ bụrụ ihe one Nigeria. You have never seen them. That is anytime ha chọọ ime ihe, ha anaghị ekwu one Nigeria. No, ndị ugwu ka ha na-azọ. So ọ bụ na ndị Ọhaneze kịta, na unu echegharịgo, because afụgo m one or two things, recently, full direction unu ọ dịka unu echegharịbago. So ọ bụrụ unu na-emeri election, ma na election unu ga-eweta na ọchịchị ga-abụrụ ndị ga-afụ Biafra. Ma ọ bụ na ọ bụghị ya, anyị ga-eme sure na Ọhaneze ga-anwụ pee onwe ọzọ, ọma ndịzi active na Igbo. Ana m ekene unu. Thank you for watching me, and share this video and remain blessed. See you tomorrow.